And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Kassarian, and welcome back to another episode of Industrial Rotation. So I want to apologize to you guys. I've been having, not updating my videos as often as I really should be. I've kind of caught into this, like, I don't know, let's call it a post-university, post-graduation depression, if you will. Not really depression, existential crisis. That's a good word for it. Which is funny, because I know basically what I want to do with my life, I know how to do it, I'm on my way there, and I'm still flipping out. Anyways, so let's get started. I've been looking at a mod called Advanced Generators, and Advanced Generators includes an item known as a heat exchanger, which obviously takes in hot material and outputs cold, or takes in hot water, a hot liquid and a cold liquid, and outputs a hot liquid and a byproduct, and maybe cold liquid too. We'll see. So, anyways, the heat exchanger is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to get, however. One of the reasons it's so cool is because the heat exchanger works with lava, and it's one of the only ways I really know of to generate lava from steam, or steam from lava and water on a massive scale, all right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to use, this can wait actually, we're going to use all of our fancy machinery here to get ourselves that lava. Now, what I realized while I was working on this was that I don't have any item teleportation. Well then, or any fluid teleportation, more importantly. But what I realized a second later, so I obviously was thinking, well, I can't use the nether, and then I remembered that carts can go through nether portals. Remember? Yeah. It's a little finicky, all right? Let's not mince words here. It's a lot finicky. It's really finicky. It's flipping irritating in so many ways. But I got it working. Kind of. Not pretty, but it works. So what I've done, and let's just do this. Yeah. Oops. Nope. Give her a boost. And we'll head off this way. Of course, I'm going in the out right now, but that's less important. So what I've done, as you guys can see here, thank you, is I built this little system. We have a fluid loader, we have all this stuff, we have blocks everywhere, yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to build this thing up a little bit, all right? Well, build it out is a better word, because we're going to use an item that I made off camera called the endothermic pump. And the reason I made it off camera is because you guys kind of told me to. More accurately, you guys kind of yelled at me and said, would you just do this off camera, Cass? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, fine. Okay, so the endothermic pump's pretty cool. All we need to do is put it down over like that, all right? And then all we need to do is provide it two things. Is provide it power and a place to put the fluid it's getting. So we're going to give it the place to put the fluid it's getting first. And we're going to give it power with a magmatic dynamo, all right? This thing is from thermal expansion, and it basically produces power with lava. So we're just going to run it like this and run it up into our fluid loader. Now, we need to kind of jumpstart this thing. So I'm just going to steal a bit of lava from somewhere, where it's not really going to be missed overly much. Now let's do it over here. So we'll just steal some lava from right there. And we'll get a good shot and just put it into the magmatic dynamo. So the magmatic dynamo is going to start running. Now what he's going to do is he's going to take lava. So he's going to take lava and produce power. And he generates that at 80 RF per tick, which is plenty of power for this endothermic pump. Now as you can see, the fluid loader is filling now. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take a tank cart and we're going to drop the tank cart down right underneath. And the tank cart is going to fill, all right? And this guy is configured to emit a redstone signal when it's full, all right? So he's going to force the tank cart to fill before he sends him on, okay? And this guy's going to just keep running. Now he's going to throttle down as he builds up an internal power buffer. They won't turn off completely, all right? So that's kind of a trick you have to remember. They won't turn off completely. Even if they fill all the way up. You have to actually manually turn them off for there. But we don't have really the equipment yet to do that, so we have to do it this way. Alright, so as you can see, he's filling himself up. And he should get all the way full, you know. So he's kind of trying to balance out between the endothermic pump and the magmatic dynamo. In the future, we will make this far more efficient. Alright, as soon as this guy fills up, he should be sent forward. Ta-da! And off he goes. So what's going to happen is he's going to jump through that portal there. Poof. And as he jumps through the portal, he's going to go to the unloading station on the other side. All right. So what that means is that he's now being pumped empty, which should take long enough, by the way, to not trigger the timer. All right. So I'm hoping that's the case at any rate. I think it will be. All right. I think what we should see is he should take long enough to empty. Yeah, he should take long enough to empty that it's not going to be a problem. So now what we need to do is we need to actually build ourselves that heat exchanger, okay? Now, I have water over there, fortunately, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carve out part of the wall here. Which is pretty simple for us to do, of course. We have all these fancy tools to do it with. So now I'm just going to carve out this part of the wall, because I think this is probably the easiest place to put this thing. That should be good. And I think I have some torches around here somewhere. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Well, now we're going to start actually building the heat exchanger itself. So we're going to build it with these heat exchanger blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we can go not connected to a valid machine. Of course, I wish their textures weren't kind of derping out on me, but that's neither here nor there. And then we're going to put down the heat exchanger controller. Okay, good. Good, so it's now connected. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do our item output port will go... let's see. Where's the nearest ME line? Over here, right? Yeah, 18 of 32. So I can put that right here. Oh, I think it needs to be configured first. Hold on, let me look at this. Advanced. Generators. Alright, item output port is there. Okay, that's nice. Frames, pressure valves, turbine blades. I need like a wrench or something maybe? I don't know. Oh, unless I need actual dies to do this. Let me see if that's correct. That's what I need. Hey. So what'll happen with this heat exchanger is that as we... I don't have any rose red, do I? Okay, well let's... As I transfer heat with it, the item, it will also generate obsidian. Okay. Maybe it's an empty hand? Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll figure that out as time goes on. All right, so now we need to also get ourselves a fluid output valve, which is going to go right about there. All right, so that's going to be outputting fluid. Still can't do anything with these. Okay, then. And we're also going to be needing a pair of fluid inputs. So one of them I'm going to put right here. The other one I'm going to put right here. And I forgot to craft them, actually. Whoops. So we're going to need to get those now. Actually, did I forget to craft them? Alright, well, apparently not. Alright, so let's get ourselves another item called the pressurized output valve, okay? That's not actually that bad, okay. So we put that there. And we can do something like this, pressurized output valve. Alright. This will output directly into pressure pipes, alright? Pressure pipes are courtesy... Let's see... Where's the actual pipe? High pressure pipe. All right, just some iron and some cactus. Kind of a 1-to-1 on iron there. So these things are kind of a little bit expensive, but, you know, they're still pretty decent. So, we're also going to need some input valve. Let's go like this. And we should be able to see that we have a fluid intake and output. So the intake is pretty simple. We just need some more of these iron frames. And we can do this, fluid intake. And we need 2 of them. Okay, so now what? Well, we can put 1 of them here. Put another 1 of them here. Okay, and can we still do anything with output configurations? No. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to get water into this baby. All right, that's actually pretty simple. We just go like that, and this, and we can just run them up to this connection here. My brain's going to yell at me unless I bury it in the wall. Do I have just enough? Hey, look at that. I have just enough. Okay. So one of these should eventually fill up with liquid. Eventually. Let's just make sure this is actually connected here. Boom, boom. Yep, okay. Filling up with water. We got water in that side now. Good. Now we're going to need to get lava. All right. Now, I think this thing auto-outputs. I think. So let's throw this guy down. Yes, it does. Okay, good. So all we should need to do now is just run this over like so. And we should see the lava start to fill up, all right? Now remember, this guy buffers about 32 millibuckets of liquid in there. So now this guy is in fact filling up. So we got lava, we got steam, we got a little bit of obsidian. And it is patiently running. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Perfect. Yay, okay. And what's going to happen is he's going to output that obsidian. You see 0 buckets per tick. It's losing 50 heat units per tick. All right, so we are still burning through some of this lava, even though we don't really have, you know, anything else. And can I do something with you finally? Apparently not. Great. All right, so I'll have to figure that out as well. But as you can see, we are actually now producing steam. And we need to get ourselves some of the things we need to actually be able to utilize that steam efficiently. All right, so this is producing a decent amount, of course. Do I have any cactus green laying around? Apparently not. Great. So we actually can't use that output port we just built. All right. And I didn't catch how much steam this thing is actually producing per tick. Yeah, and that item output port, for some reason, doesn't seem to be working. Okay. So it's consuming 1.7 millibuckets of lava per tick. So it's consuming about 1/5 of a bucket every second, which actually isn't bad. So we are using up lava pretty quickly. Where did my cart go? Oh, is this a I'm not chunk loaded issue? This may be an I'm not chunk loaded issue. I think it's an I'm not chunk loaded issue. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Okay, it wasn't chunk loaded. So I'm going to have to stick a chunk loader over here as well. All right, that's fine. So I'm going to have to go hunt down some cactus green. I'll be back in a few minutes once I find some. I really hate to cut the camera, but I really have no other choice right now. All right, see you. All right, guys, so we got everything up and running now. Good. All right, as you can see, I slapped an ME interface on right here. It's outputting the obsidian directly to my ME interface. So I'm actually building up obsidian in my network. I also put a infinite water source from pressure pipes back there with a high pressure pump and a high pressure input that routes directly into here, which is keeping it nice and full on water. This system appears to be working back here now. At least I think it is. I hope it is. Let's check that out and double check and make sure it's actually working, because knowing me and my luck, it probably decided it was going to take a little vacation and ignore me completely. So let's just jump back out here and take a look at this. Yep, it's back there filling up right now. Okay. So it should be coming back in just a couple seconds. Good, okay. So that's one of the things you always want to watch out for, is just to make sure this sort of thing works. I actually really like this setup because it doesn't feel as cheaty as using some other methods I think I've seen. Yeah, methods. like just slap a tesseract on it, call it good. I don't like it. That feels very cheaty to me, to do it that way. So I much prefer doing it a way that's a little bit less cheaty and a little bit more, let's say, entertaining to you guys. Oops, I didn't want to put that away. I'm lucky my game didn't decide to flip out and crash on me. Okay, so let's put that away. Let's put this away. Let's put this away. Let's do this. Mushrooms go away. That goes away. Let's figure out which bag of this is which. So we're going to do some mining while I talk to you guys for just a couple minutes. Basically, I need to talk about kind of where this series is going. So yes, I still, and I understand that I have to do this, I still have a bunch of things I need to do. One of those things that I need to do is going to be to get things set up for the HQM portion of this game, all right? So I understand that that's something I desperately need to do. I get it. I'm going to get around to it. I've just been a little busy. Just a little busy. So that's put a bit of a damper on things. Once now that I'm getting a little bit more free time, my schedule's getting a bit more stable, I think is the best word for it. I'm going to be working more on that. I'm going to be getting that done, getting that set up for you guys, getting it so that everything's, good to go and we're not worrying about anything and, so that you guys can enjoy the HQM portion, which is what I promised you, and kind of see this in full tutorial mode. The reason it hasn't happened yet has basically just been an issue of my schedule. My schedule has been insane. Part of that's my own doing and my own inability to say no to fun, new, interesting activities. Another thing has been that I've been doing some pretty serious training for some things, mostly involving my firearm stuff, actually. So I've been doing a bit less. I've had less time to do recording because I'm, taking courses and lessons and all this sort of stuff. That's been cutting into my time pretty severely. For those of you wondering, I've been taking some courses up at the Sig Sauer Academy in New Hampshire. Sig Sauer is a gun maker, if you aren't aware, don't play video games and live under a rock. So yes, I've been taking courses up there. I end up carrying a firearm for work. Nothing really that cool. I work at a law firm, but whatever. So I feel the need to actually, kind of know what I'm doing if I'm going to carry, I think that might be a good idea. Anyways, so that also leads me to another point, which is one thing I've noticed as I've been sort of watching people play games, and actually I was watching Cage848, who is a 7 Days to Die YouTuber, who I quite enjoy watching personally. I was watching him and his wife's Let's Play, which is that a lot of people don't know a lot, even people who play video games don't know a lot about guns or how weapons actually work. And I was wondering, because I am someone who knows how guns work and someone who has a few of my own, if you would all be interested in me doing a video on different types of firearms, how they work, not like model review. I'm not going to do like reviews on them. I'm not that good of a, shooter. But more along the lines of, hey, this is a semi-automatic. This is a revolver. This is a double action. This is a single action. This is an AR-15. This is what distinguishes the AR-15 from a bolt action. Sort of the welcome to how firearms work that I think a lot of people are missing, and kind of demystify things a little bit for people who've never had the exposure. If you guys would be interested, let me know. I'm interested in doing it anyways. The main thing I'd need at this point is going to be a webcam, because I actually don't have a webcam. I've never had the need for one. The few times I do Twitch, I don't do Facecam. And I don't do Facecam on YouTube either, so I've never had to have a webcam for anything. So if you guys would be interested in seeing that, let me know. I will put a webcam onto my list of things to purchase when I have enough money for a expendable purchase, which may take a little while, but yeah. So yeah, it'll go on my list of things that I will be purchasing for next time I'm purchasing something for myself that's purely entertainment. I'll pick up a webcam if you guys want me to do that. Yeah, so anything else I want to cover quickly at the end of this episode? I'm honestly not filling time. I have other things I could be doing now, but I figured I'd talk to you guys and just do a bit of a channel update for you at the end of this episode. So, other things I could be doing. Yeah, so let me know about that model review idea. I would actually not model review, but you get what I'm saying. Tutorial, hear how guns work, actions, mechanisms, different types of firearms, calibers, that sort of stuff. Because I know a lot of it's kind of confusing, and it's not exactly the most, I don't know, easiest thing to understand. I grew up as a kid watching Tales of the Gun on the History Channel, and I just found a whole bunch of them on YouTube, and I've been sitting down and watching them. I watched them at work the other day when it was slow. And so I've kind of grown up around this stuff and understanding it, and I realized the other day talking to a couple people that, it's most people don't have a great grasp of what people are talking about, So when someone says assault weapon, people think that that's a designation, and it kind of is and kind of isn't, and I can get into the history of that. Actually, I have enough time. I'll get into the history of that now. So the term assault weapon is actually purely a legal term. If you talk to someone in the military and ask them what an assault weapon is, they'll probably tell you it doesn't exist. An assault weapon is defined by federal law, or the old federal law that expired, is any weapon with, I believe, 3 or more of the following 5 traits: a detachable magazine, a collapsible stock, a pistol-style grip. Let's see. Detachable stock, magazine, pistol-style grip, bayonet lug, and there was one more, and I'm not remembering it. Barrel shroud. Barrel shroud. That was it. Barrel shroud. It was defined a lot, and if you notice, a lot of those are cosmetic. And the reason it was defined that way is because, people were, I'd say, intimidated, really, by weapons like the Tech-9, the AR-15, which the AR-15 looks exactly like the military M16 or the M4. The difference is that the M16 or M4 is an automatic weapon. It has a 3-round burst function where you pull the trigger, 3 bullets come out the barrel, and that's what defines an automatic. You can pull the trigger and multiple bullets come out. And it isn't a shotgun. Shotguns don't count. So the M16, M4, AK-47 are what are called assault rifles. All right? That's where the term assault weapon comes from, I think. I think that's where they got the idea for it anyways. And an assault rifle is a rifle that is automatic, so it can fire more than one shot with the pull of the trigger, that is of an intermediate caliber, which meant more when the assault rifle was introduced. Back then, most everyone used battle rifles, and a battle rifle's main round is a lot larger than that of an assault rifle. So assault rifles had intermediate calibers. Yeah, that's the best way of saying it. And was used deployed by the infantry. The first one was the Sturmgewehr 44, which was a German assault rifle that the German government, the Nazis, cooked up at the end of World War II. So the term assault weapon in civilian usage conjures that up. And it ends up being that a lot of the weapons that they were trying to ban with the assault rifle, with the assault weapons ban, the AWB, were actually lookalikes of military weapons. So you have check-made copies of the AK-47 that are all restricted to semi-automatic fire. Now, one little pet peeve that I have, and it drives me nuts whenever I'm watching the news, is that people conflate automatic with semi-automatic a lot of the time. Understand that 98% of crimes are committed with semi-automatic weapons, simply because fully automatic weapons are heavily restricted in terms of civilian ownership. By heavily restricted, I mean you have to go through an entire separate federal licensure process in addition to whatever your state licensure process is to just buy the gun, if you have to license it all, which is a whole other story. What that means is they're very rare, most criminals don't have them, etc., etc. So on the news, when they say he came in and shot them with an automatic AR-15, what they're saying doesn't make any sense, because an AR-15 is only semi-automatic. That's what makes it an AR-15 and not an M16. So you have to be careful with news reports, because an automatic weapon, or a machine gun, is one weapon where one pull of the trigger fires multiple bullets. So you can kind of spray and pray or put multiple rounds on target, etc. Those are pretty much essentially illegal for civilians to own. All right? If you're military, well, you don't own it, you are issued it, and you have to return it. And if you don't return it, you get into a world of trouble. So, yes, it's one of those things that drives me nuts. And it's one of the reasons I want to do this series, because most people don't know stuff like that. Or, anyways. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. I will be happy to do it. As you can tell, I can probably talk about guns for hours and hours on end, about as long as I can about video games. Anyways, guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. Thank you for watching. We got lava to steam power working, and you got to listen to me ramble about my channel and things that I want to do, and guns. Guns. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please give a like, comment, subscription. Let me know what you thought of the idea for that tutorial I want to do. If you want me to do it, let me know. If you don't want to do it, let me know. If you think guns are terrible and evil and bad, feel free to tell me in the comments, and I will happily debate it with you, because that is also one of my hobbies, is debating. Anyways, guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy mining.